Hello, my name's Steve and I'm the Chief Nursing Officer here at NBT, which is North Bristol NHS Trust. Here at NBT we have over 400 internationally educated nurses, and I'm really delighted that we have them. They play an important part in our nursing family here at NBT, and this year we'll have over 250 more, which is really, really exciting. But what we recognise, of course, is the most important thing is to ensure that as we're recruiting internationally educated nurses, they're really clear about what we can offer them. So part of the overall package for coming to NBT is helping them understand exactly who we are and what we are, all the services that we provide, so that we can ideally link people's experience with where they'll be coming to when they come to our organisation. And of course that then encourages them to stay and thrive and to really enjoy working in the NHS and enjoy being in Bristol, which is just a fabulous city. So welcoming our internationally educated nurses is such an important part of enabling them to enjoy coming to the UK, but also understanding what it's like to nurse in the United Kingdom. And I think we recognise that it is different. So there are many cultural differences about how nurses apply much of their practice in different parts of the globe. So we do welcome them. We clearly put everybody through the OSCE programme. We make sure that they have buddies and they can connect with people who have been through the process previously. So we really try to enable them to feel welcome, and even simple things about making sure that the accommodation is right and they're comfortable in their accommodation, that we provide things that they can have when they first arrive. So the welcome is important. We hope it's really warm here, but I think we recognise that there's always more for us to do. And one of the things that we're clearly doing is learning from our internationally educated nurses that we have here about their welcome. So each time we welcome a new cohort of IENs, it feels like we're gradually getting better and better to ensure that that welcome is really special and really typifies the caring and supportive values that we have here at NBT. Another aspect of being an internationally educated nurse here at NBT is how we ensure that you belong. And one of the key aspects of that is ensuring that we recognise the skill that you have already. So all of our IENs go through an assessment process where we ensure that you're paid at the right band. I'm really proud that here we have over 20 Band 6 internationally educated nurses who have progressed and worked and through support and leadership opportunities have progressed, but there's clearly more for us to do. And many of our internationally educated nurses are now running our programmes for us. So they're able to really deliver their experience and encourage IENs to apply for roles, think about roles, and think about the opportunities that we have here for either clinical practice development or education and training, but also leadership opportunities as well. And I think as we progress forward in the coming months and years, with almost a third of our workforce being internationally educated nurses, there's going to be a real opportunity to have a great conversation about what that means for nursing practice here and how we can take the best bits of all sorts of different cultures and redefine what being a nurse is all about. So I'm really excited to be working with colleagues and our internationally educated nurses on what that might look like. One of the things that we recognise in having a wonderful and beautiful, culturally diverse organisation and increasing numbers of internationally educated nurses is that there's been lots of work in our organisation about red carpet racism. So we're really clear about our approach to equality, diversity and inclusion and the importance for that, but not only for our organisation but for me personally. And it's something that we are really clear about, and we recognise though that we don't always get it right. So if we look at our res and des data, it hasn't moved in the way that we would want it to. But I think what I'm really hopeful of in our organisation is that the approach we're taking to listening, to learning, and importantly acting to ensure that we celebrate the real beauty that's our cultural diversity here is well on the way, and in some respects being led by our internationally educated nursing colleagues. There's more for us to do, but I think we're on the journey, and I think this coming year particularly, and then when we think about Stay and Thrive and the ADAPT programme, not only are we helping our internationally educated nurses adapt, but we're also taking some time to think about how the cultural differences land on our existing nursing workforce and our existing colleagues, because ultimately together we need to focus on our key objective, which is around outstanding patient experience and welcoming colleagues and keeping colleagues. But that's not always easy, and together I'm really confident that we can find a way of following a path that will develop a nursing service for our organisation that takes the very best bits of all cultures and redefines the way that we work. The opportunity to participate in Stay and Thrive has been really incredible for us here at NBT. It's created a whole range of different materials and learning. It's almost like a community of practice across the Southwest, where we have learned from people who are doing great stuff and learned some of the pitfalls from other organisations. And I think the umbrella of Stay and Thrive is just so important, but so perfectly timed, because of course we want all of our internationally educated nurses to stay with us and to thrive when they're here. And again, if I think about our turnover for internationally educated nurses, it's incredibly low. So when they come to join us here at NBT, they're deeply loyal and they stay with us and they develop their families and their communities with us. So Stay and Thrive for us has been a great opportunity, which has permeated throughout the organisation. So we talk about Stay and Thrive in many, many different fora across the organisation, and it's in the front of our mind when we're thinking about our nursing colleagues.